Okay, back to our matchup now between the Dodge Express, Ken Duffy, and Bigfoot with Gene Patterson, and the right to meet Andy Brass for the championship.
Well, both drivers working that start line to perfection. You're trying to psych the other guy out. They won't admit it, but they are trying to psych the other guy out. They want the other guy to stage first so he goes up on his brake and gets more heat in his engine, the transmission or whatever. Green light pops.
Oh, looks like the Dodge Express got the whole shot back.
Whoa, whoa.
They get together, and that would disqualify the Dodge Express because he was over in Gene Patterson's shutdown lane.
Yeah, both drivers, the kill switches have been activated. Okay, the automatic kill switches, both trucks sitting dead in the water on the end of the track. Safety crew coming in. Replay's going to come up on the screen, but like you say, Deppy, now both guys had it on kill. Let's be up front with everybody.
But Deppy's out of shape right there across that center line marked by those cones. He makes light contact, but that's still enough to be disqualified.
Yeah, but Gary, light contact in this sport is kind of like being a little bit pregnant. There's no such thing. When you hit these guys, you hit a ton. It is real contact. You don't believe me? Just look at it one more time. They're lucky they kissed tires and it didn't get on top of each other, Gary, like sprint cars normally do.
Yeah, because one car would have been, or in this case, a truck would have been upside down.
Quick.
Well, here's a look at the crash cam, and there's the contact as we go trackside to visit with Ken Deppy.
Tell you, nothing to be ashamed of. It was, from this end, it was spooky. What about your seat?
Oh, it got just a little bit loose just as I hit the ramp there, and I could feel myself drifting a little bit on it. And once you're up in the air, there's no real control by the driver anymore. And I knew I was going to get up against him. I'm not sure who was over, the farthest. I'm just assuming I was.
Okay, yeah, that rule just came down that they're disqualifying you. He gets the win because when you landed at his lane. And are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I was, like I say, when I was flying through the air, I could see that I was drifting off to the right, and I was afraid I was going to do that.
Coming up, the two Dodges have been knocked out. They've been DQ'd. It's an all-Ford final. Stay with us. Gary Lee and Army Armstrong back here in Bloomsburg. The weather here in the northeast has just been brutal. It's so very hot and humid, no hint of a breeze, and the stifling heat, it's taking its toll. While we were away, this is Bigfoot driver Gene Patterson, who we understand is overcome by heat exhaustion and will not be able to drive in the finals. Again, this is from heat exhaustion and not from the result of the bumping incident with the Dodge Express. Now, the Bigfoot race team had wanted to put crew chief Jim Kramer, there he is, talking to Andy Brass to face Brass in the finals. But the rules state that the driver who qualified the truck for the race is the only one who can drive it. So Bigfoot will not be able to run in the finals. So instead of the all Bob Chandler race team, we're going to go all the way back to the second fast loser in round 2. That would be Paul Schaefer in the Monster Patrol. Remember, we had the two DQs in the semifinals with both Barefoot and the Dodge Express. So it will be the Monster Patrol appearing for his first final appearance in just his 4th race on the circuit. So here is a look now at the finals as we sort through all this. It will be the Monster Patrol against Andy Brass and Wildfoot. Oh, brother, understand all that, Army?
Yeah, Gary, I definitely do, and it's a good rule because it keeps side-by-side, 2x2 racing in front of the fans.
And earlier we talked to a very concerned Andy Brass about his teammate Gene Patterson.
Andy, kind of a unique situation here. First of all, you're going in the finals. Congratulations there. You're going to run Gene, but he's definitely under the weather right now. He's a good friend of yours. He's a good competitor. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, it's rough out here. Like I say, we're having a hard day today. It's been hot. It's been out over 100 degrees. You're sitting in these 3-layer suits. You got fire underwear on, and it's hot. You're sitting inside the cab, and we're not just in them for just a couple seconds. We're out here for like 2 hours in these suits, and it is hot. I think a lot of things is going on here with Gene. I'm hoping that he pulls out of this real fast, which I'm sure he will. It's just he's got a lot of things on his mind this week. The heat's playing with him, and this week, and also his wife's supposed to go in for a delivery of a new baby this week, so he's playing with that. The track's rough. It's throwing the guys around, and he got a lot of things to think about, because these trucks, and especially when Dodge Express come by and hit him and spun him a little bit, Gene's worried about maybe rolling over and hurting himself, and yet he's got a new family to go home to, and he's thinking about that, and it's just playing a lot on him, and it's really a mental strain on him this weekend.
Well, we talked about the wear and tear on the equipment at the top of this show. Well, a weekend of racing in the hot sun also extracts a human toll as well. We are ready now for the championship shootout between Andy Brass in Wildfoot and Paul Schaefer in the Monster Patrol.
Literally a pressure. Oh, look at Andy Brass. You talk about hot. He is dead hot on that starting line, and he's going to win it. He was definitely hot today.
Another big victory for Wildfoot, the Bigfoot organization out of St. Louis, Missouri. So they will take the victory here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and we'll have a chance to take one more look at the action here.
But you know, Andy takes the win, and I'm happy for him in the Bigfoot crew and everything. But on the other side of the slate, you got Schaefer coming in the sport new, goes to his first final. It's a psychological victory for he and the Chevrolet camp because they know they can run with these guys.
Congratulations for Andy Brass down there. Sneak in there and see if you can get a word with him, Army.
I'll tell you what, Paul just came over and congratulated you. That was a good run. This is a lot of different kind of pressure out there today. Not only winning, but you got a friend you're worried about. Does that go through your mind when you're sitting on that starting line?
Yeah, it does. You know, right before we run a two-way communication systems out here, racing radios, racing electronics, I should say, is working with us a lot. And we've been running a two-way system, talking to each other. And right before we was getting ready to go out, they decided to take Gene on down to the hospital here in town to get him to go down. They say his blood pressure was up real high, and he was dizzy and incoherent. So I was kind of worried about him, you know, and I thought, well, the best thing I can do right now is go out here and put the Ford in first place for him. You know, it was going to be me and Gene in the finals. So we figured, well, we might as well make it a Ford win this year week.
Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you, Army.
So we close it out here in Bloomsburg on a rather somber note. Our best wishes go to Gene. We'll be sure to update you on his condition next week on Trucks and Tractor Power. For Army Armstrong, I'm Gary Lee. Now here's news of an exciting video release from Diamond P Sports.